What's up, my friends? You know who it is, of course, and welcome back to another vlog. Now here's something, guys. Here's something that was on my mind this morning, just waking up, and I usually wake up on days that I have off, and I love to, like everyone else does, I like to wake up and take a slow shower and relax, and then just kind of, like chill, and I watch some like international news. Like I love to watch like Japanese news and like Sky News and stuff like that, just to get like kind of like a broad range of things that's going on, things that are going on all around the world and stuff like that. And this morning, something really hit me. I don't know what it was, but as I was watching the news, you see all these stories about, people wanting electric cars, bringing electric cars to the forefront to basically take over everything, which I'm for. I love that idea. I love that idea, obviously, of getting gas-powered vehicles off the road, and then, like having all electric cars. But it was interesting, they're talking about the problems that I didn't even think of, like, what if you have, like 80% of the world driving electric cars, and you have like 6 cars trying to charge themselves all the time on the same street, and then like everybody else is getting power surges and stuff from that. The cars start getting power surges. What's that going to do to our electricity? Well, we need to find more. We need to find more advanced ways of technology. We need to continue with our electric research, basically. And it just, I always think about stuff like Tesla. Like Tesla was talking about free electricity for everybody through the air. Just free electricity, like in the 30s. And I always think about, like, why aren't we looking at that technology? Like, why aren't we looking at all this kind of technology? Why aren't we doing more to kind of like advance things? Why aren't we doing more about wind power and wave power and solar power and electric cars and high-speed rails and pneumatic tube systems? The United States of America is so behind the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, we are just so behind everybody. And I'm looking around and I'm like, why is this? Well, because of course we need money for everything, but the problem in the United States is that like we're in debt. Like apparently, even though I don't necessarily believe some of that stuff, apparently the country is in this deficit. Like we owe all this money to to China, and then the United States basically has no money to spend on itself except to like get itself out of debt. And obviously this is detrimental to our the entire progression of the United States, right? But that's beside the point. That's a whole nother issue, right? What I'm saying is, if we don't have the money, if the government doesn't have the money, right, to pay for the things that we need to advance our society and advance our culture, well, what's going on with the super rich of the world? You know what I'm saying? Like here's the thing, like, here's my message to the super rich, right? Like, nobody is asking you to line our pockets. Like, I'm not asking you for your money, right? The country is asking you for your money, right? If the government doesn't have money to pay for things because we're all wrapped up in everything else, then you know what? Why don't you guys, why doesn't the super rich of America step forward and actually do something? Here in America we have like, so many of these like Kim Kardashian figures, if you will. I use her as an example because I'm not talking about, a person that has like $1 million or $2 million. I'm talking about the super rich. I'm talking about the person who makes like $5 million a year and more, you know what I'm saying, who has like an exorbitant, a ridiculous amount of money. These Kim Kardashians of the world, right? Why aren't you doing anything with your money? Why are you just going on vacations and buying boats and private jets and more property? The country, the United States of America is bleeding, it's on fire, it's drowning, there are homeless people, there are hungry people, the middle class is disappearing, we are technologically behind the world, like 20 years behind the rest of the world, you know what I'm saying? Still living out industrial era tactics and dynamics, you know what I'm saying? It's like, my message for the super rich of the world is like, why don't you guys do something with all your money? If the government can't help us out, you guys can help us out. Why don't you guys be the heroes? Why don't you guys be the new founders of the United States of America? If the country is not going to do it because we're wrapped up in everything else, you guys have the money to do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if we need more research poured into electronics and electricity and stuff like that for electric cars, why don't you guys help out with that? If we need more wind turbines and wave turbines and solar panels on everyone's houses and stuff like that, why don't you guys help out with that? If there are starving people all over the world, there are hungry people. I'm not talking about all over the world, excuse me. I'm talking about the United States. I'm just talking about the United States here, right? There are starving people all over the United States. We have a homeless epidemic and a hunger epidemic. Why aren't you guys helping out with that? You know how you guys can help out? Stop donating to charities and stuff like that. That stuff has been proven not to work. That stuff doesn't do anything. How do you know? Where do you know? How do you know where your money is going? Right? If you guys actually want to do something, why don't you physically take all of the money that you have and start building things in America? If people need wind turbines, go build them. If people need money for like I said, for solar power, for wave power and stuff like that, go build them. You guys don't have to do any physical work, just transfer funds. That's all we're asking you to do, transfer funds to help other people out. You know, we need more research, we need more funding for this, whatever it may be. You guys can do that. You know, like, I mean, and I've often had this idea, for solving like the homeless and the hunger problem in America. The super rich, right? They can buy land and they can basically build like a free hotel, if you will. Like take a big piece of land, put a hotel-like structure on it, and then it's free for homeless people. And how do you tell that people are really homeless? You do background checks on everyone. You do background checks on somebody and you find out that they've been working for years and they have an income and okay, you can't come here. But you do a background check on somebody and you see jail and no work history and no income or anything. Okay, there you go. Now you get a free place to live, and we're going to set you up with a job. You know, this all this, you know, social services would be tied in and everything. We're going to set you up with a job, and guess what? Aside from you know, a free living, right? This large structure on this piece of land, the whole bottom structure is a cafeteria where they can eat. You know, like I said, you have people working there that'll set them up with jobs and stuff like that down the line. You have a giant field out back where you can put, like, you know, fish in there, and then the fish will feed on, you know, the plant life, and the plant life will grow and you can eat the plant life. You know, you create an ecosystem. You create a literal ecosystem. Gardens where you grow vegetables and stuff like that, right? And you know, cows even, you know, for milk and cheese and chickens and stuff like that, for eggs, right? You set up these communities, right? The super rich, they can do that easily. This is, God, that would be pocket change for some of the super rich to set up places like that. Why aren't you guys doing this? I know what I'm saying. It's like, if I was a millionaire, if I had millions of dollars, that would be one of the first things I would do. Of course, I would secure myself, but after I secured myself, I would immediately be building things like that. And I would be putting that on a video, I'd be putting it up on the internet, and I'd be using that as an example to other people around the world, to other super rich people around the world, saying, look what I just did. You guys do that in your community too. And through projects like that, we can begin to kind of change the world. You know, because I look around at just these super rich people. They just, I don't know what to do with all this money. So maybe I should just buy, you know, my family member another home. Maybe I should just buy another Lamborghini. Maybe I should just buy another boat. Maybe I should just go on another cruise. You know, on another vacation. It's like, at some point, you guys have to wake up and realize that the country is in trouble and nobody seems to be helping out because we're always at war and we always have our money tied up in other things. So it's time for the people to kind of like reclaim this. You know what I'm saying? Like we can take it upon ourselves to start building things. If people need money for research, okay, well there's super rich people here in America. Let's have them hook up some research, have them hook up some funding, And I'm not saying that, you know, I should be clear, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, there isn't anybody out there who's not doing these things. There are a lot of people out there that are doing these things. But it's often not in the right direction, and it's by far not enough. We have way too many super rich people here in America that are just holding onto their money. And why are you guys doing that? It's like, that you're going against your own values. The values of America are community and family and togetherness and everything, and progressing society, progressing our culture so that we can all live better lives. It's not about hoarding your money to yourself and not knowing what to do with it. I can tell you what to do with it. Watch this video. There you go. You know what I'm saying? And I think about other people too, like athletes, right? Athletes and movie stars and pop stars, right? What are they doing with all this money? Where does that money go? What does a football player do with $30 million a year? How about we give the dude $1 million a year and then take the rest of that money and put it into something else? Think about all the football teams there are and all the players making $30 million a year. Like I said, let's just slice their funding and think about all that money we would have. Think about the TV shows, the Real Housewives, right? All these pointless, completely, and not just the Real Housewives, I'm just using that as an example of a pointless TV show. Think about all the pointless TV shows out there, right? Cut their funding. How come the country, or I should say, production teams, because this is who I'm talking about. People who do you think's producing these TV shows? The super rich, the people who have an exorbitant amount of money. I screwed that word up. People who have a lot of money, a large, massive amount of money. They're the ones who are producing those TV shows. Hey, here's an idea to grasp a hold of. Why don't you stop making the TV shows and help the country out? Because we're in trouble right now. It's like we seem to have money for everything else, but we don't have money when it comes to actually helping people out. And it's time for the super rich of America to kind of turn around and take it upon themselves. You guys need to do a 180 here and take it upon yourselves and be like, you know what? We shouldn't be turning our backs anymore. We should be using our money to help people. We should be using our money to build things and to fund things so that we, the people, can kind of reclaim the country. You know what I'm saying? We control this country. The power comes from us. It's time for us to kind of take that back. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like an individual revolution that the super rich can help. Like I said, you guys have the power to literally be the new founders of the United States of America with all of the money that you have. All right? You know what I'm saying? It's like there's so much opportunity for you guys to grow and for the entire country to grow underneath you, because there's people that want to work to better the country, to make this country a better place. We want to work. You know what I'm saying? We want to see the United States as a leader in technology, and a leader in innovation and just overall progression in the country. A great way to look at this is soldiers, like the military and stuff like that. Over the entire course of our existence as a country, we have been asking people to give their lives, right, to go die in war to fight for the country. Why? Because they're protecting us. It's for our defense. It's for freedom, right? Well, now, at this stage, what I'm saying is, why I'm using this as an analogy is, it's like now at this stage, we're asking the super rich to defend our country and to save our country. And you guys don't have to do any physical activity. All you guys have to do is transfer funds. We're not asking you guys to do anything. Again, we are not asking for your money. The country is asking for your money. All you have to do is transfer funds. Take it upon yourself. Be a soldier. Be a modern day soldier. You know what I'm saying? Fight for your country by funding it. You see what I'm saying? Like the soldiers who fight every day to protect this country and to defend this country, you guys can make this country a better place while they're off fighting by funding things and by building things. It's simple. It's really, really simple to do. Just do a 180, turn yourselves around, and use that money for something. Use it for something that's actually useful to the country. Be a superhero. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you guys have the power to do that. So hopefully this message will reach some people. Again, guys, if this resonates with you, please share this with people. If you guys know super rich people with connections, share this with people. Get this around the world. Get this around the United States. Get this message generating, and maybe we can actually change some things. Maybe we can actually get something going here. And the elite of the country, they can help us. They can help us out. In fact, they are the only ones who can help us out. Rush said it best, the men who hold high places must be the ones to mold a newer reality closer to the heart. right? That's it in a nutshell, right there. Because the people don't have the power to do that. The men who hold high places, they have the power to do it. They can change things. You guys can change things. So that's going to do it for today's video, for today's rant vlog. Again, we'll be out to do some more things pretty soon. We got a block party coming. I'm going to see Spider-Man today. I'm going to be doing a movie review on my other channel. We got a block party coming up down here, down the street on the 15th, which I'll be taking you guys to, islands to explore, all that good stuff coming up on this channel. But like I said, if you guys like this video, please, like it, share it with people, and let's get the conversation going, and hopefully it will reach the right people. But until the next time we meet, guys, take care as always, and I'll see you later.